Hi, Ali from Westspray Airless. In this video I'm going to show you how to repair a Wagner XVLP 3500, also known as a Titan Flexspray. It's the most common thing that happens with these machines in that it will continue to spray once the trigger goes. So what I'll do is I'll power it up and get it to start leaking, and then step by step show you how to disassemble it. Well, first of all, to get it to stop leaking while it's got paint in it so it doesn't make a mess everywhere, and then step by step pull it apart, put it all back together and do it again. We'll get it going. Alright, so I'll just get it to spray first. Alrighty, so now you can see the trigger's been stopped and it's still squirting. So the first thing you do is twist the cup out, and what that does is it releases all the pressure that's built up in there. So I'll close that back up again and I'll just take it away from the turbine. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is step by step I'll just tilt this camera down. So step by step I'll disassemble it and put it all back together. And again, it doesn't really matter if it's the standard or the wall sprayer or the fine finish, they're all the same sort of setup. The only difference is this little hole in the center is smaller or bigger depending on which way we go. So I'm just going to grab the yellow from both sides and twist it out anti-clockwise. Now that'll take the external cap off, and then we have our air cap, and this is the bit that causes all the trouble. This is the inner cap, and it's just basically a little hole on the inside. Now that little hole needs to line up against that spade, and I'll just twist it so you can see that it's a flat spade. And so basically these two holes need to come against each other and they will build a seal on the inside. This is the same as any needle and seat setup, so there's no difference here. Sometimes a common cause of it is that this needle here, or I've been calling it a spade, but it's a needle, will have paint built up on it. So when when you release the trigger, it's not able to seal properly in there. Alright, so first things first, we'll line it up so that we've got that facing vertically, and we'll do the same with the needle, with the needle cap or the seat. Now you can see there are two tabs here. One is a shorter one, the other one is a larger one. And on the back of the air cap, you see there are two slots, a shorter one on that side there. Sorry, I'm coming out of focus a little bit. So there's a shorter cap on this side here, a shorter tab on this side and a longer one on this side. So obviously we just make these correspond with each other to make it fit properly. Okay, push it in nice and tight. And again, the external cap, it's the same thing. You've got to get the black to line up against that side and the yellow against there, so that it lines up against a smaller tab. And we'll just twist it in and lock it in place. Alright, so I've got it really nice and tight now. I should be able to turn it for horizontal or for vertical spray, and again that's the fan width adjustment, and everything's numbered and labelled, so you can see it from the top that it's got the pencil jet there and then a wider jet, so it's just a matter of going right to left. And again, to go from horizontal to vertical is just a matter of grabbing the silver tabs, which are sticking out a little bit, and just twisting it sideways for vertical and that way for horizontal. No, sorry, it's the other way around. That's for horizontal spraying, because the air will come up and down and cause a pattern, and that'll be the way for vertical. Alright, so I'll just plug it all back onto the turbine and let's see how that goes. Perfect, so it's done what it's supposed to do. It's a very simple, very easy technique, and it's just one of those little things. It's always a really good idea once you finish working with the unit for the day to take the whole thing off, make sure that the needle is clean, that the seat is clean, and then set it all back together, and you shouldn't have that problem. But again, the most important thing is once it starts, if it's leaking, just so you don't have paint going all over the place even though the turbine is off, unscrew the cap from the cup, and that'll release all the built up air pressure, and that will stop the leak immediately, and then you can go ahead and start your repair. Ali from West Rayolis. I hope this video has been of some benefit to you. See you on the next one.